If you're looking to buy some advanced GG, you could use my code WALLAH for 10% off. Thank you. Hey, what's going on, guys? WALLAH here. Today's video, I'm just going to be talking about a few things right now that's kind of bothering me with Destiny, and kind of the reason why I haven't streamed the game in a few days. And honestly, I haven't really played the game that often. Besides getting on to make a video for a few hours each day, there's not really much I'm doing on Destiny, and that's just because towards the end of the season, it gets really boring and really dry, and that seems to be every single season. For about a month or maybe like 2 to 3 weeks, the game is really fun because there's new stuff, especially since Witch Queen came out. But even with Witch Queen, it didn't really last too long. They were feeding us the content as weeks went on, but now there's just really nothing to do, and there hasn't really been much to do for the past 3 weeks, I would say, especially when Iron Banner comes out. My problem with the game is that when there's no trials, there's no content, and it really hurts. Even on Twitch as well, there isn't a lot of people streaming the game, and the reason being is just because it's not really fun to play or really to watch unless there's something like trials carries that's out. I know a lot of people are going to say that the game is a PvE game, but quite frankly, even the PvE players aren't really playing the game that much anymore either, because there's nothing to really grind for, and there's no reason to go ahead and grind PvE. There's no rewards that people really want, besides Palindrome right now. That is the exception. Now, I'm not necessarily complaining and saying there's no content to make videos or for a Twitch streamer to do. This is coming from a genuine gamer standpoint as well. Just playing the game. There's just nothing to do right now. The last few seasons that have been coming out have been actually really nice. We're getting a new subclass update, and we're also getting a brand new dungeon. We're guaranteed a dungeon or a raid every single season, which is actually really good. Even from a PvP player standpoint, I really enjoy these PvE changes and updates when we get new stuff. That's the one thing that I really like, is when we get actual new content that's good. Another problem I have is I feel like Bungie could add a few things that would make the game a lot more fun, and I feel like bring the community a little closer. Something like Guardian games could have had something for PvP. Frostbolt mentioned something like 3v3v3. So 3 hunters, 3 warlocks, and 3 titans battle out each other in this game mode. I don't know what the game mode could be. I don't know how this would be constructed, but I feel like it's very possible. And something like Guardian games could be ran like that, I guess, or maybe add points to whoever wins the most, if hunters win the most, or titans. And I know there's going to be those Debbie Downers that give the most poor excuses as to why this wouldn't work out, but trust me, this would work. It's just a fun game mode. This is not a competitive game whatsoever. If people are going to sit here and say it's a PvE game, I don't understand why this couldn't work. This would be a lot of fun, and I'm sure a lot of people would go and play the game mode. It's different. It adds this kind of spice to the game where it's like, oh, I'm a hunter. I really want to go in there and win as many games as I can so hunters can win, It's just one of those really simple things that they could add that might actually boost the player base a little bit during these events. Another thing I want to talk about is trials. Trials right now, whenever there's a map, maybe it's a really bad map, it's really boring to play. Something like Midtown or Exodus Blue, when we have a full weekend of that, it's not fun. Obviously, when we get a good map, it's a lot different. But I feel like they could change the maps maybe every day, every 2 days. Maybe we could have rotating maps every few weeks. It doesn't have to be like that every single weekend, but maybe change it up, because they are doing trials labs, testing the new game modes, testing solo queue. I don't know why we can't maybe test out some new maps or something. Maybe try rotating maps. Maybe try switching the map every single day or every 2 days. Like I said, that's another thing I wish they would maybe try and experiment with. Speaking of maps, we are getting a brand new map this upcoming season, which is going to be really cool. We all love new PvP maps, especially since we haven't gotten one in over almost 3 years, I'm pretty sure. And I don't necessarily want remastered Destiny 1 maps. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. Example, Widow's Court is really good. Exodus Blue is not very good. Some things just play better than others. And if they're going to continue to add remastered Destiny 1 maps, I want them to just get all the fan favorite Destiny 1 maps, bring them into the game all at one time, and stop remastering the Destiny 1 maps. I want some new Destiny 2 maps. A lot of people want new content, including myself, because a lot of the new content just plays better than the old Destiny content does. I really don't want them to bring back vaulted maps, Destiny 2 OG maps. That's going to be very depressing, because the reason why they vaulted some of these maps was because they were not good, and they were genuinely really bad maps. A good example is Vostok. Even though I was really happy when Vostok came out, the only reason why I was happy was because it was fresh, not necessarily new. Obviously, it's an old map, and it's not a good map, and even now when I get Vostok, I'm not happy anymore anymore because I'm over it. We already played it back in the day. We knew it was not a good map, and here we are playing on it again. I really, really wish instead of bringing stuff like that back, they would save room and maybe make some newer and better maps. I know Bungie's trying to improve the game, and I could definitely see that because of the stuff they're doing. A good example, again, is the things that they're bringing every single season, like the dungeons, the new subclass updates they're making, and I'm really, really happy with the game when new seasons come out right away. I'm just not happy as time goes on. The seasons last, I think, a little way too long. There's just not enough content for the season to actually have people keep playing for that whole duration. I think they need to change something. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe make the seasons a little shorter or somehow, some way add that new content. The one huge thing I did talk about was maps. If they could bring a certain amount of maps to PvP every single season, that would actually be pretty big. And I know maps don't seem like that big of a deal, but trust me, if you think back to Destiny 1 and all the maps you enjoyed, we played PvP for so long in Destiny 1, and we genuinely enjoyed it back then too, and that's just because the maps were a lot better. At least in my opinion, they were. So if we can have even one PvP map, just one, every single season, two might be pushing it, but one PvP map that was actually like good, genuinely a good map, I think it would be a really good start. I know it's not very, very easy to add that amount of content every single season. We're talking about 3, maybe 4 months. But still, if Bungie could somehow do that, that would be really, really nice. And I think a lot of people would be happy. And that's about it. I don't have too much other than that to say. I know it was a decent amount of stuff. It wasn't crazy, but if there is stuff that I missed, you could also talk in the comments down below. I just wanted to give some constructive criticism in the most nicest way possible, I guess. I was a dick back in the day. I used to always talk shit about the game. I haven't really done that in a really long time now because I kind of realized how pointless that is, and it's not really helping anyone. If Bungie ever does take a few ideas from me, that'd be pretty sick. I always want the game to be better. I want the game to improve, and I want PvP players and PvE players to both be happy. I don't want only content for PvP because I know it's for both people, like for the PvE enjoyers and the PvP enjoyers. I'm really happy that the PvE players are getting stuff like dungeons and raids, but I feel like we need some stuff too, and this is kind of just my ideas on what they can add, what they can improve on, and all that sort of stuff. Thank you guys again for all the support on the videos. We're really, really close to 200,000 subs, and it means the world for me. Thank you guys so much for always tuning in and changing my life. And yeah, I just want to change Destiny now. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys have a great day. And like always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Listen, I know you're bored and you probably got nothing to do, so why not join the Discord? Discord.gg/Wallah. Okay, thank you. Bye.